Hello, welcome to In Focus. I'm your host, Yesenia Taveras. Have you heard of Wilmington's STEM queen, 16-year-old Jacqueline Means? She is putting Delaware on the map. She has her own company that is helping to teach young girls about education in the STEM field, and she joins us now to tell us a little bit about everything she's been doing as a STEM queen here in Wilmington, representing Southbridge, and actually working with Steve Harvey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, congratulations on all your success. You're really putting Delaware on the map there.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about, for those who don't know Jacqueline Means, like how did this start for you in regards to getting into the STEM industry and bringing girls into your world?
Absolutely. So my mom has really been the driving force behind my want and my passion to give back. Because growing up in Southbridge, there can be just a lot of negativity. And she always told my brother and I that if you want to make something better, you have to start with yourself. So she's really been just kind of that pushing force behind me.
Yes, and tell us a little bit about that. So you're from Southbridge, right? And a lot of people may think, what great people or greatness comes from Wilmington? You know, this is a place to live, work, and play, but no one really famous comes out of Delaware. But that's not true. And here you are from Southbridge, as you mentioned, a low-income community. Tell us a little bit about how it was growing up in Southbridge and what incidents or experiences did you face that helped change your view in life?
So I remember I was like 7 or 8 years old, and my brother and I would always want to go play outside. But because Southbridge has been called Murder Town, USA, and there is a lot of violence happening, my mom told us we weren't allowed to play outside. And that kind of helped foster my love of science because I had to find stuff to do. So I would just mix the stuff in the kitchen, like the baking soda and the vinegar. But that really helped with that. Just having to stay inside because my mom always told my brother and I, oh, I don't want you guys to be victims just because you were bystanders to some kind of violence happening. Okay. So that happened. And since then, it's gotten better since the bar across the street closed because I remember there would be just fights outside at night because people were just drunk across the street. And it was just kind of rough being around that all the time. But now that the bar is closed, it's gotten a little better, a little more positivity happening, especially with my STEM initiative.
Yes.
But things are looking up. Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your STEM company and what you're doing here in the city of Wilmington.
Yes, so I founded the Wilmington Urban STEM Initiative. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And I'm all about teaching young girls about science and just how fun it can be because I saw a study that said only about 29% of the STEM workforce is female, and I decided from that moment that I was going to do everything in my power to just encourage girls to get involved. Yep. And boys too, when I go into schools, I not only host my own Girls Empowerment STEM events where I do invite only girls, but I go into schools and community centers and do events for all boys and girls.
And you do also bring politicians and other people in key positions here in the community to speak to the kids. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I bring in prominent women to speak to the girls. They talk to them about their own jobs. I even brought in Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester and Miss Velda Jones Potter from the city of Wilmington. She's the treasurer. And people might think that STEM wouldn't be involved in those jobs, but it absolutely is. Especially being a treasurer, math is a part of Miss Velda's everyday life. So. But yeah, definitely bringing in people in some unorthodox positions just so girls can see that, oh, you don't have to go into just a traditional field. You can go into something non-traditional like STEM.
Right, and it's very high on demand as well.
Exactly.
And so you're bringing this exposure to a demographic, a group of inner city youth that probably would never even see this unless if it was just a class, a course in school. So I'm pretty sure you're very proudful of that. But why is it so important for you to take the lead and the initiative at such a young age to do that?
Like I said, my mom has always told me that if you want to see change, you have to do it yourself, start things and put things in motion yourself. So I would look around and I'd see that even in elementary school, I'd see that my science courses weren't that fun. Of course, they talked about the earth and the ozone layer, but they didn't do it in a fun, interesting way. So when I was younger, definitely didn't think I could love STEM the way I do now. Right. So I do everything I can to just make it fun and interesting because if kids around age 5 and 6 can have a positive memory of STEM from when they're little, they can want to go into that field when they get older, you know?
Okay. And so let's talk a little bit about your upbringing. I know your mother does a lot with you and your brother. He has his own chess club as well. So talk a little bit about that.
My mom is the most passionate, caring, and just kind person I know. She truly does care about the community, and she proves that through her kids, my brother and I.
Yes.
She's always encouraged us to just give back and do everything in our own power to just put some positivity into the world because there is already enough negativity, you know? But definitely my mom has been just such an amazing force behind my brother and I. She is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
She's always told my brother and I we have to get good grades, we have to give back, and just be well-rounded people, because there are enough people in the world who try to bring down others, put negativity in the world, and we didn't want to be a part of that.
And what have you seen, or what's like some of the experiences that you've had working with kids once you've brought this opportunity to them?
So when the kid, especially at my own Girls Empowerment STEM events, when they first walk in, they see the experiments and they see the stuff set up and they're like, oh, what are we doing today? Mm-hmm. And when I talk to them, I do like an initial opening speech and I say we're going to be doing some science experiments, and they kind of say, that doesn't sound fun. And then after they do them, they're running up to me saying, Miss Jackie, when's the next one? That was so exciting. That was so awesome. And I'm like, I know, science is super exciting.
Look at that.
Yes.
Is it slime here?
Yeah, the kids were making slime. They did it really, really good. I love how colorful it gets. It's so much fun. And that's an alginate worm, which we'll be making today. So
awesome.
That'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely seeing the girls' opinions change from this is going to be so boring to this is so awesome, this is amazing, I'm going to be a scientist, I'm going to be an engineer, and just anything they can put their mind to.
That is amazing, Jacqueline. And what are some of the things that you like most importantly about working in the STEM field?
I love how diverse it is and how inclusive STEM is. STEM does not care your age, your race, your gender, anything. STEM is all around inclusive and for everyone. So I love that whether I'm going to an event at an elementary school or a nursing home, that people of all ages can enjoy the science experiments and how fun science is.
I was going to say, right now you are kind of doing, with your own business, I noticed even on your Facebook page that you have this opportunity where people can actually bring you out into their homes.
Exactly.
So if there's looking for something, nothing against clowns, but instead of hiring a clown or like a SpongeBob or Spider-Man, they can bring you on out and you can actually show them something constructive. How did this idea come about?
So I actually participate in pageants. So on May 19th, it is coming up so soon. I'm really excited. I'm competing for Miss Delaware's Outstanding Teen.
Okay.
And those pageant fees can be a little hefty.
Yes.
That is me getting crowned. I just won that in November.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm now Miss Diamond State's Outstanding Teen. So
wonderful.
I compete for the state title, and if I win that, I go to nationals in Florida.
How amazing.
I do these as a fundraiser. So if anyone's looking for a unique kind of party for your kids or any kind of entertainment, I go into businesses, I've done schools, just all around entertainment for kids of all ages. If you want a unique party, contact me at stem-queen.com.
And also, is that how you garnered your name, the Wilmington STEM Queen?
Yes. My mom is so good at coming up with like just little slogans for my brother and I. So Johnny was chess boss because he loved chess and was really good at it. And I'm STEM Queen because I love STEM and I love teaching kids about it.
And you're like at the peak of your career, and being the first of many things, you know, sometimes can affect you positively and also negatively. But you just keep pursuing and you keep reaching for the best thing possible, rather be the queen or getting this recognition and acknowledgement within Delaware for what you're doing with your initiative. When did you realize that as a person that you are capable of being this person at the top of her career?
My mom has always just told me that I can be anything I want to do if I put my mind to it and I'm willing to put in the effort. And we have absolutely put in the time, the blood, sweat, and tears just to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to make Wilmington a more positive place.
But like also, what does that look like? So for the example, the kid who's looking at you right now, the younger girl, a girl your age, or even a young boy, who's thinking, wow, she's done so many amazing things. She came from Southbridge, she's here in Wilmington. How can I get to that level, right? Because a lot of people suffer with self-confidence, self-esteem, but here you're eating, breathing, doing it, and you know, how can you inspire that next person? Like, what is it that you can share with in regards to your schedule, or what do you do at home to make sure that you're staying within your reins and not like getting too tired?
I would say it's definitely about just time management, because outside of the pageants and the STEM, I do a lot in my school. It's a military school, so I have a leadership position. I do chess club and Business Professionals of America, cheerleading and track, and the list goes on and on. But definitely time management, and as well as making time for your clubs and your extracurriculars, you have to make personal time. So I love to play video games, so I always schedule at least an hour a day me to just sit in my room and just hop on my computer and play some games.
And my favorite part is the Disney Dreamers.
Yes.
And you had the opportunity to work with Steve Harvey.
Yes, that was amazing.
First of all, how many people applied for this opportunity? And from my understanding, you're the only one from Delaware.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this experience.
So going to DDA, Disney Dreamers Academy, was amazing. I met Steve Harvey. I met his daughters. Just so many amazing people like Jonathan Sprinkles, a couple motivational speakers, just a lot of people who were just continuously telling us that we could do anything we wanted to. So the application was definitely extensive, but out of 10,000 people, they pick 100 to go to Florida. They fly us and our parents out for 4 days of just jam-packed amazing experiences, listening to people talk to us and just giving us all these motivational little tidbits that are going to help us in our lives.
I was going to say, share with us, like, what did that look like? I can only imagine sitting in front of Steve Harvey and talking to other people that are key leaders within our industry, right? What was that like? Like, share with us. What were some of the things you heard? What were some of the things you were able to take away from the experience?
Well, one thing Steve Harvey said to us specifically, he sat us down. He had all the parents leave the room, all the counselors that they had with us. They all left the room, and it was just us 100 and Mr. Steve. And he was saying to us that he was about 30 years old and he still wasn't in this position where he's a huge household name. He was living in his car. His daughters were, I think, about 6 years old, so they were living in there with him. And he actually had a stuttering problem. And he was said, I'm going to be a comedian, I'm going to be a big time name. And people kept saying to him, you'll never make it, you can't even speak right, you're never going to get on TV, no one's going to want to listen to you. And he said, I believed in my own dreams. I had faith in myself, and I saw the future before other people could see it too.
Right.
So it was amazing to hear from Steve Harvey himself that the power of your dreams is unmeasurable. Like, if you have faith in yourself, then you're gonna go far. But if you don't believe in yourself, then no one's gonna believe in you.
And the greatest thing too that I like about that is that there's no age limit. Like he said, he was 30.
Exactly.
And people often think if you're not at a certain level in your life within your 20s and 30s, you're done for. You're not going to be able to succeed. But here he's telling you right there, no, it happened for me. And were you able to ask him any questions? And if not, I know that you were able to be interviewed by other networks that were there. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
He was so busy. He had to run all around. But he did speak to us, and we got to ask the other speakers some questions. I remember with Mr. Jonathan Sprinkles, he's my new mentor.
Okay.
He was speaking to us and just myself about how important it is, how little details people notice small things. He taught us how important it was to hand someone your business card face up, because if you just kind of flick it at them, they're going to think, oh, they don't care about their business or whatever they're promoting. But he said if you kind of show it to them and say, oh, this is my email, this is my website, please contact me, you show that you really do care about whatever cause you're advocating for.
Okay. And with all the success that you've been having in your life at such a young age, has that affected any of your relationships within the community, within your friends, your peers, at school? How are you handling that?
So my friends, they always encourage me. They say, oh my gosh, Jackie, you're going on another show, doing another award. They're so supportive. It's great to see that people really do want to see others do well, because there's always those few people who are saying, oh, she's doing another show, who she thinks she is, you know?
Right.
But just having that great support group of not just friends but family as well, who do want to see me succeed and just continue to push positivity into the world, is really great to have around me.
And you mentioned mentoring. How important is it to have a mentor even at your age?
I think it's important to have someone you mentor, so like teaching just life lessons that you've learned. I know I'm young, only 16, but I have learned a few things here and there. So I do like to mentor some of the girls who come to my events, but also having someone who I look up to. Dr. Joan Coker is one, for example. Miss Lisa Blunt Rochester, the Congresswoman, is another one, and just a bunch of others who have just so much life experience, and in their own fields, they've really shown that they are prominent people, and they really do stick out as someone who cares about the community.
And Jacqueline, what else is going on in your life right now? Like, I know we have the STEM Queen going on, but you're also running track at the Penn Relays.
Yes.
You're doing amazing things at your school as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
So outside of the pageants and the STEM, I really do love my school, Delaware Military Academy. I'll be a senior in just, I think, 15 days. That's all we have left in the school year. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward. I'm applying to colleges now, like UD, even Princeton. I would love to go to either of those, hopefully on a full scholarship, because I definitely keep my grades up. I have a 4.0 with the college courses and all that. But yeah, I really do enjoy going to school. I love learning, especially chemistry and science and biology. But yeah, really enjoying school, looking forward to college. Definitely want to study neuroscience because I want to be a neurosurgeon. So I'm really looking forward to things.
And how do you balance the athletics, the academics, being a pageant queen, having your own business as the STEM queen? How do you balance that all?
Just lots of time management. My calendar is so detailed, down from like 10:35 to 10:40. Drink water, you know.
Oh, amazing!
It's busy. But yeah,
Stay
definitely
hydrated.
time management. Exactly.
That's wonderful. So before we get into our experiments, what is like your favorite thing to do as a STEM queen here in Delaware?
I love to research science experiments. You'd think it's doing them, and that is exciting too. It is a close second, but I love just researching about the science experiments I already do and just learning more about them, what the chemicals contain, and finding new ones, because I do want to like keep the STEM interest growing and like keep letting other girls know just how fun science is.
And now, is it very challenging? Because a lot of people may think science is too hard, math is too hard, technology is not where a woman should be, engineering. How do you like master that fear and then push girls to go to that area?
I just always tell myself that I love this. I know there's other girls out there who would really love this field and just want to learn more about it. They just don't know, they don't have the resources to learn more about it. So I know I am providing that resource and that experience for other girls. And it just makes my heart happy. And I know when I see the other girls smiling from ear to ear and their eyes sparkle, that they're having a lot of fun too.
That's amazing. So right now we're going to take the opportunity to look at some of your experiments and see exactly how Jacqueline Means gets it done as a Wilmington STEM queen here in Delaware.
Exactly.
This is amazing. So let us know exactly what it is here that we're seeing.
Oh, so I'm actually at an elementary school. All these kids are from age, I think 4 to about 5 or 6.
Okay.
And I was showing them some alginate ones. And here we are doing dry ice bubbles. So these bubbles contain dry ice, and they're surrounded in some glycerin and some soap, and the kids get to actually hold those bubbles with special gloves. And this one is called elephant toothpaste. It gets so big.
I see. The kids are like, ah!
Yes, they always scream when they see it. It is so cute. And that steam is called an exothermic reaction. So that reaction was so intense and so hot that it just had to give off some steam to cool down.
And how do you learn about all of these different techniques and also be able to present it in such a fun way? How do you put the 2 and 2 together?
I research about this stuff. I learn all about the science and things, and then I try to like use like kid words, because if I said exothermic and hydrogen peroxide, the kids would be like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
So I just make it fun for them.
That's awesome. And you do a lot of slime as well?
I do. It is definitely a lot of fun. Slime is so popular. I'm sure you've seen it all over social media in the past couple of years. The kids always scream and smile when I say we're making slime. And that's actually all about science. It's ions sticking together and glue just coming together to form this really sticky, awesome substance.
And the amazing thing here is there's no age group?
Exactly. So I normally, at my own events, I cater to girls ages 6 through 13, but at my outside events, I cater to children of all ages from 5 to 16 years old.
And how do you encourage people to attend these events? Do you do mostly just Facebook posting, social media? Are you out in the community asking people to come through? How does that work for you?
It's a little of everything. On my Facebook, Jacqueline Means, I definitely go all over there about a month before my events, and I just blast that we're going to have this super cool event. Please register your daughters. I'd love for you to come, because everything is free. So I definitely blast it out to the community.
Okay.
But yeah, using a lot of social media and just word of mouth too.
This is awesome. So what are we going to get ready to get our hands involved with? Is this one of your favorite experiments?
Yes, these are 2 of my favorite experiments because the reactions are instant. But here we have some goggles, so we're going to put these on.
Okay.
These have a funny scientific name. They're called PPE, Personal Protective Equipment.
Nice, I like that.
Yes, and the kids always laugh when I say it because I'm just silly. But yeah, so right here I have this white powder.
Okay.
You can go ahead and pick it up. You can touch it.
This one's mine right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, and what do you think this white stuff is?
That's a good question. It's not salt, but it feels like salt.
It does feel like salt. Anything else?
I don't know.
So some people say sugar or even baking soda, but this is actually called a polymer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Polymer.
So polymers are really cool because they're like little sponges. So I'm going to add some water to this polymer. And if you look really closely, you'll get to see it soak up all this water.
Oh, yes.
Just like that.
And the heights of it as well.
So I have made snow. I call this my snow experiment because the kids always think it is so neat. So I'm going to add some water to yours.
Nice.
And then it soaks it up.
Oh, look at that.
And now you've got blue snow.
snow.
So this is one of my favorite experiments because not only is it instant, there are so many interesting facts about it.
Okay,
so
tell us a little bit about
I have
that.
a few. So polymers are neat because they soak up whatever temperature water you put in there.
Okay,
so
I was going to say I did feel it get a little bit warm.
So this water was a little warm today, so the snow got warm. But if I had put ice cubes in there and had it freezing, it would have been ice cold and felt like real snow.
Oh, amazing.
Yes. And then another interesting fact, so just how I put this water in here and it soaked it up, it can evaporate it. So if I left this in the sun for a day, it would go back to that initial dry powder.
Really, after we've just put the water in there?
It goes right away and goes back.
And why is this such a unique experiment to teach kids about? I could still feel it warm.
Yeah, you can touch it. It's so soft, totally harmless.
Oh my God, it changed the texture too.
Yeah, it gets really fluffy and squishy. The kids love this one because kids can be impatient sometimes, So when they get to see that reaction happen a second after I put the water in, they're like, oh my gosh, that was so cool, what happened? And I just say it soaks it up like a sponge.
Yes. And why is it so important to expose the kids to something like this that they can actually do at home? It's not very, because could you buy this?
Yeah, you can buy this online. I
Okay.
forget the website, but yeah, this is totally purchasable. I think it's important to show kids how fun stuff is with their own hands because you can describe an activity to a kid. They're not going to really get it. But when you say, oh, this is right in front of you, you get to touch this with your own hands and really feel what this is like, they get really excited and see that it's fun.
And you've also showed us the importance of protecting your eyes.
Yes.
I do know once you get to college level, if you don't take that step first, you can people have lost their eyes.
Exactly,
So
because
why is
stuff
it
can splash. Yeah.
Exactly. Why is it so important to teach the whole thing, not just the lab coat, but the protecting yourself before you touch the actual gloves? Why is it important to show the protective side of it?
I just want kids to feel really immersed in the science world. So if they see me up here in my lab coat and my gloves and my goggles, they're going to think, oh, well, she's really serious about it. I guess she doesn't want us to feel serious. I give them the apron, the gloves, the smocks, the whole 9 yards. So they know that this is for real. And I really want them to just get a hands-on and have a fun experience.
And the great thing too I like about it, Jacqueline, is it's not like playtime. It is playtime, but you're showing them this is a real life experiment.
Exactly.
That you're going to learn, you're going to execute, you can take it home to teach your family as well.
Exactly.
And then hopefully find a field in this.
Exactly. So I have one more experiment for us. I'm going to go ahead and switch the snow out. So in here I have this really colorful liquid. What do you think it is?
I love ices. It reminds me of,
It does kind of
it
like an
reminds me of,
icy.
the blue dye in an icy. It's not gel or glue or anything.
No, some kids have said food dye, one kid said blue water, which are all great guesses, but this is actually called sodium alginate.
Okay.
And sodium alginate is cool because I have this clear liquid in here.
Now is this water?
This is not water. That is a good guess. What do you think it is if not water?
Vinegar.
Vinegar is a great guess, but it doesn't smell like vinegar, see?
No.
This is called calcium chloride. I know,
Okay.
your next guess.
So, I was getting there.
Yeah. So sodium alginate is cool because it's like this initially, but when it touches the calcium chloride, it all links together.
Okay.
So I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to take this.
And I
we
can take
do-
the red
Yep.
one?
And we're going to make a big circle in our bowl. And then wait just a few seconds. And we've got this nice big
Oh,
worm.
cool.
Yep. It all links together. So it goes from a liquid in the bottle to a long string of polymers, just like that.
Look at that. That is amazing.
Yes, the kids love this one because it's actually edible. I just think it tastes
You can?
so strange. Yeah,
Oh,
you can
wow.
taste it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. It is so
I
slimy.
just can't imagine you can eat science experiments.
I've been working on a recipe to make it taste good, but I haven't gotten there yet, so I'm going to keep working.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's something that you could put in this product, or would you have to put it in that product?
Probably this one, I think. I'll have to research that. I haven't tried it in the calcium, so I'll
It feels like
definitely see.
Jell-O.
Exactly. The kids always say, is this slime? And I say, kind of, but cooler, because you can eat it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, this is one of my favorites.
And now, are the kids able to take some of these experiments home with them? What do you do after
Absolutely.
you show them?
So at my Girls Empowerment STEM events and the birthday parties I do, the kids do get to take the snow home in a baggie. But unfortunately, not the worms, because these dry out in 5 minutes.
Oh, they do? Okay. It smells good, too.
Yep.
Is that what I'm smelling?
Maybe. I don't know.
That is
But
so
yeah, they get to
good.
take the snow home, and with the birthday parties, I make a goodie bag for the birthday child. So they get to take home a couple special science experiments.
Okay. And Jacqueline, what would you like say to the young kid that's looking at you? Like, what would you hope for those who might want to take an initiative into this field? What could you say to inspire them, or any advice that you think would have helped you if you would have had that?
I would say keep persevering, because there's always going to be people your whole life saying, you can't do it, you're going to be the first one to ever do this, no one's ever done it, you won't be successful. You just have to have faith in yourself and see the future before others can see it, have that vision.
And is it important to like write that vision down? Is that something you've been able to do for yourself?
I actually put stuff on my phone. So my wallpaper right now is the winner of Miss Universe, Catriona Gray, and I say I want to get that far one day. So I have her as my background as a constant reminder to just let me know that if she can do it, I can do it, because she had faith in herself, and I can have that same faith.
That's amazing, Jacqueline. And for those who are watching us now and are thinking about having you at their next event, or bringing you and your actual experiments within their school, nonprofit organization, how does that work?
So they can go to my website, stem-queen.com.
Okay.
If you go to my birthday party site, it doesn't have to be a birthday party either. It can be block party entertainment, it can be business entertainment, wedding entertainment, any kind of children's just entertainment. And you just contact me and you write a little note saying, hi, I'd love to have you on April 19th or something like that. And I come and I bring my experiments and we have a really awesome time.
Amazing. Any last things you would like to share with us in regards to your future? What do we have coming up for Jacqueline Means?
Some big things coming up on May 21st. So keep your eye out. I'll be posting around that date.
Okay. Yep. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
showing us
having
all
me.
these experiments. And congratulations on all of your success. And thank you so much for putting us on the map there. I mean, just having that opportunity to keep doing what it is that you love to do, and showing more kids that this is possible. And especially for minorities, you're really bringing it to them and letting them know that we can do this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. And on behalf of all of us here at WITN 22, we got to show you a little bit of fun today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Yesenia Taveras.